Hobart 7 days a week. This is 7HOFM News. Leslie Vale Landscape and Gravel for all your gravel and firewood needs.
Good morning, I'm Alex Jackson. A 53-year-old man's likely to face charges over a pedestrian fatality in Hobart CBD last night. Police allege the unlicensed driver was behind the wheel of an SUV, which failed to give way to pedestrians on the intersection of Collins and Argyle Streets, the vehicle hitting a 39-year-old UK woman at around 8:15. The victim was rushed to the Royal Hobart Hospital but died shortly after. Early investigations indicate inattention was a possible factor. Tasmanian fire authorities are bringing forward fire permit periods in response to dire forecasts for the state's east coast. The Sorell, Glamorgan, Spring Bay and Break of Day municipalities will be under a fire permit regime as of Saturday week. While issuing the state's bushfire outlook, TFS Deputy Chief Sandy White warned there's no room for complacency anywhere.
What I would like to remind people of is that actually means that the rest of the state is a normal fire season outlook, and normal for Tasmania is we do get bushfires.
Launceston City's decision to shift citizenship ceremonies from Australia Day will apparently be banned by Canberra after aldermen voted to join Flinders Island Council in moving functions to the 25th. Police are appealing for public help as they probe a suspicious fire which gutted one unit and damaged another at South Launceston last night. Us investigators are examining Mary's Lane unit complex for clues over the $100,000 blaze. Both dwellings were vacant. Tasmania's Small Business Council is questioning the intent of Hobart City Council's smoking crackdown. A new suite of bans at locations including Franklin Square is due to come into force next month, with Councillor Helen Burnett aiming for a smoke-free CBD eventually. Council's expected to reject a petition against the bans at tonight's meeting. Rob Mallett from the Small Business Council says aldermen need to remember their rate base.
I think they need to be a bit more flexible about the way they're going to impose these bans, especially for nightclubs and the sorts of businesses that young people are not going to be at, and be exposed to cigarette and tobacco products.
British Airways pilots are planning their first strike in London, and it's expected to disrupt more than 14,000 travellers. They'll walk out for 48 hours as part of a pay dispute. Most of British Airways' 850 flights a day will be cancelled. Passengers will be offered a refund or a later flight. Briefly, a search will resume this morning for a man who fell off a ferry and into the water off Perth's coast. The 57-year-old went overboard from the vessel travelling between Rottnest to Hillary's Boat Harbour. And Virgin Australia is blaming a 12-hour delay on last night's Hobart to Melbourne service on unplanned aircraft maintenance. The airline has apologised to affected passengers.
7HOFM Sport.
Professional Plumbing, your specialist for all gas and maintenance plumbing needs.
Tim Payne's looking ahead after becoming the first Australian skipper to retain the Ashes on English soil. His men clinched the urn at Old Trafford with a 185-run win.
We've got one test to go to win the Ashes. It's nice that we've got them coming back, but we'd like to finish this series off. We deserve, I think, to win the series completely. So we'll enjoy tonight, but have a focus on next week.
Rafael Nadal and Daniil Medvedev are into the fifth set of their US Open final. Nadal up 5-3. And at AFL, GWS forward Toby Green's been sent straight to the tribunal for alleged eye gouging and hair pulling on Bulldog Marcus Bontempelli. And North Launceston remain unbackable favourites to take out their third State League premiership in a row after a 37-point semi-final win over Lauderdale at Windsor Park. And it's a crunch match tonight for the Boomers against France at the Basketball World Cup. And Australia's men's hockey team has booked its spot at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics after winning the Oceania Cup. I'm Alex Jackson. That's the latest in news and sport.